Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Well Versed. I am your host, Layman. Thank you for joining. Today, I'm so excited to have you guys listening again as we're having a solo episode. And this one is something that I wanted to speak to a little bit, especially more recently. And so we're going to talk about 30 things I learned by 30. So I want to give you guys some tea on all the life lessons, whether it's generally life lessons, relationships and dating, career and money, general mindset, personal, whatever it may be. I want to give you guys 30 lessons that I've learned by 30. And hopefully you find some value in this, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, or even beyond your 30s. I think there's always something to take from it. And these are just some things that I've learned over the years that I wanted to share. So let's get into it. So we're going to start off with like the life lessons. And the first one, I'm coming at you guys really, really hard and really tough. But number one is that no one is coming to save you, and you have to build the life you want. This one sounds really cliche, and I'm going to deep dive into it a little bit. But what I essentially want everyone to understand is that oftentimes we're so bogged down by the things that we've experienced in our lives, whether it's childhood trauma, just anything that you've experienced in your past that's kind of shaped who you are and who you've become, and maybe some of the positive and negative traits you have, or some of the things that limit you or don't limit you. And what you quickly realize as you approach 30, unfortunately, in this game of life, is that there's very little grace for your excuses. And I don't call these things excuses, but I just had to realize that you can't take your childhood trauma with you at work when you can't do something, or you can't take your childhood trauma with you in other instances. And one day you just have to decide that you are not the experiences that you've had. They don't make you who you are. And you're now your own person. You're a fully grown adult who has the autonomy to do whatever the hell they want and live your life how you want it from day one, from the start. And so, one big lesson that I've learned when I turn 30 is that you just decide and you wake up one day and you say, this is day one. This is day one. And I'm going to build the life that I want, regardless of what occurred to me or what I've been through, because it's my choice to make. So that's number one. Number two, saying no is a form of self-respect, and there's nothing wrong with saying no. No is a full sentence, period. People pleasing is such a terrible trait to have. A lot of us have it, and I've experienced this a lot of just wanting to please people and giving people yeses, right, left, center. Like I was just handing out yeses for free. But if you actually don't want to do something, say no. You're going to have a more fulfilling, happier life when you say no to the things you don't want to do. And a second layer to that is sometimes you don't even need to have a reason why. A no is a no coming out of your mouth, and whoever is receiving that no needs to respect that. Number three, peace is more important than being right. Honestly, think about the last time you've argued with someone and they thought they were right, but you were right. And then you won the argument. And I'm saying won in quotations. Did you actually feel good? Did you go home and sleep better at night? Did you take something with you? Probably not. Peace is more important than being right. And just recognizing that you don't really care to be right will save you so much time and headaches because you don't need to experience that. So that's number three. Number four, life lessons. Time is your most important and most valuable currency. Spend it wisely. This one is so real. This has nothing to do with productivity and your output. This has everything to do with the fact that time is fleeting and you should really only spend your time doing the things that you want to do. Don't waste your time being around people you don't want to be around. Don't waste your time doing something that keeps you unhappy. You can't get your time back. So it's always important to make sure that you value your time and you do the things you want to do with the time that you have. This leads me to number five, which is that the people you surround yourself with shape your reality. And, I believe we have to go through things at a young age to realize that some of the circles we're around are maybe not good for us, and that's okay. But one thing I realized is that you are that saying that you are you're as good as the five people around you is so, 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 so real. And I often think this is why many people change and shift relationships and friendships every 7 years. I think that people change the things that are important to them and what they're aligned with. And so I think that it's important to understand that your circle is a mirror of you, basically. So your circle is a mirror of you. Are they growing? Are they encouraging you or are they draining you? Being intentional about your relationships is one of the most transformative things you can do. And when you realize that, you will actually soar into your passions, into your purpose. Surround yourself by quality people. Number six, healing is not linear, and that's okay. Like, whether you're going through relationship breakups, whether you're healing from traumatic events that you've experienced, whether you're healing from anything, really, whether you're trying to heal from grief, right? Some days you feel free, other days you'll feel like you're back at square one. Sometimes you take 4 steps forward and you take 2 steps back, but then you take another 10 forward. The point is the math adds up and you're always moving forward. And so give yourself grace and understanding that it doesn't mean that you're failing. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Growth isn't linear, it's actually layered. Number seven, romanticizing your life changes everything. I've learned this so many times, and I have to constantly work and remind myself this is that when you start treating your daily life like it's something worth savoring, your life becomes so much more fulfilling. And I try to do this in simple ways. I love a good cup of coffee, but I used to always wake up in the morning and just rush to get things done and rush to get to work and rush to do all these things. And when I started waking up just like 15, 20 minutes early, taking my time with pouring over my cup of coffee, sitting in front of my window and letting the sun hit my face and just watching people pass by. You can tell me nothing, bitch. I think I'm in Paris, even though I'm in Brooklyn, but I think I'm in Paris. Okay. And the reason for that is because I've created an experience that makes me feel good and I'm savoring something. So your morning coffee, it could be your commute, your walks, whatever it is, just making everything more meaningful makes it more beautiful and more fulfilling to you. And part of that also makes you have more gratitude as well. You'll be more happier when you start romanticizing your life. All right, number eight, happiness doesn't come from checking a box. So happiness doesn't come from quote unquote arriving. It actually comes from small, consistent joys. This ties into what I just said for seven, but you often think of success and happiness when you do this. So you could be one of those people that are like, okay, but when I graduate college, I'm going to be happy. No, but when I get that job that makes this amount of money, then I'm going to be happy. Or, okay, but when I get the perfect person and then we get married, I'm going to be happy. And there's always these, things that we're just defining as happiness moments, but happiness isn't a checkbox. It's actually found in daily rituals, like the morning coffee example, laughing, having a good laugh with your friends, taking deep breaths. Happiness is built, it's not discovered. And when you try to like quantify your happiness and you're building it every day, like here's 20 happiness moments instead of 10, and you kind of build that, you're going to live an overall happy life versus thinking about your life being happy because you need to achieve something. Because what if you never achieve it? And to be honest with you, even if you achieve all the things, when you have that mentality that happiness comes from a checkbox, once you actually achieve that thing, you don't even appreciate it. You're on to the next and you're still unhappy. So take a step back, touch grass, and realize that all day, every day, there's happiness all around you. What is it that brings you joy? And how can you repeatedly have that consistent joy? Number nine, most people in life are winging it. You're not behind. Repeat after me. Most people in life are winging it. You're not behind. No one has it all figured out. Everyone is trying, failing, adapting, whatever the case may be. Stop comparing yourself to someone's highlight reel when your life is good and you're on the right path as you should be. Everyone has a different path. There are so many people who are super successful late into their 40s. Vera Wang, I believe, Oprah, so many people who didn't reach their big break until a certain point in their life. It doesn't matter. Some of us get to build early. Some of us build late. Some of us come out of the womb knowing our fucking passions and, what we want to do. And they start investing in that at the age of 2. Some people find their passions at the age of 65. It's okay. It doesn't matter, right? Greatness comes from all places at all different timelines. What you need to know is that you always have to focus on the path that you're leading. And when you focus on yourself and you don't look to the right of you and the left of you, and you don't look at people as like competitions and as if you're running a race, that's when you actually achieve so many amazing things. So most people are winging it, you're not behind. Number 10, we outgrow so many people in our lives, and that's not a bad thing. That's not a failure, it's growth. As you evolve, so will your needs, your values and energy. And sometimes that just means leaving behind people. And it's not a bad thing. It's just knowing that you should accept that. I find it so interesting. A perfect example of this, I find it so interesting when people talk about a marriage that's ending and they say something like, you know, your marriage for 10 years, it's so disappointing. Or they talk about marriage, a divorce in terms of failure. And I think to myself, I'm like, whoa, the fact that you spend 12 years with someone is a completely different phase of your life. You're not even the same person when you met that person. You were able to spend 12 years with someone, and that chapter close is a beautiful thing. It's something to be celebrated. It's something to be proud. But we often look at these types of things in terms of, well, if something ended, then it wasn't a success. And to be honest with you, all things in life end. Relationships will end, friendships will end. Everything comes to an end. So it's okay if you've been friends with someone for 7 years and you guys are slowly drifting apart and now you're acquaintances. It's okay. Look back at that friendship and think about that person and say, wow, in those 7 years, look at all the things we did together. They will always be a part of my story and be a part of that chapter for me. And that's such a beautiful thing because your life is full of many characters. Your life is not a 5-page book, it's a full novel. It's 300 pages, tons of chapters. And so there will be so many different people who come in and out of your life, and so many people you share beautiful experiences with. Give yourself grace and appreciate that. Okay, now we're going on to relationships and dating. So, number 11, chemistry is so easy to find, but compatibility is rare. That little spark you feel in your stomach when you meet someone and you're so excited and you're head over heels, and oh my God, I love this person. They're just amazing. We just connect. That's cool. That's fun, but it's not sustainable for a relationship. The truth is, the relationships are built on the boring things, or I guess just things that are common to us: shared values, emotional maturity, aligned lifestyle. Don't confuse the butterflies with the long term potential of someone. It's okay to chase the butterflies, especially when you're young. Go have all the fun. But if you're looking for something serious and you want to build with someone and you want a future where you're looking for a person to spend a lot of time with, that spark is going to get you in so much trouble, girl. Let it go. Number 12, if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Stop making excuses. If he's inconsistent, if she's inconsistent, disrespectful, emotionally unavailable, trust what you see. That's who they are. They're showing you that. Don't wait for people to give you more proof. The first red flag is usually the only one you need. And sometimes the first red flag is going to be the same reason why you break up down the road. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Take it for face value. Number 13, you can't change people. You can only choose who you allow access to you. Simple as that. You're not a therapist. You're not here to build people and change them and heal them. That's not your job. You're not a rehab center for emotionally unavailable partners. People will only change if they want to. And that's in everything in life. This section is talking about relationships, but that's anything in life. This is even for your parents. People will change if they want to, and it has nothing to do with you. So when you start to realize that your power lies in deciding what behaviors you tolerate, you will stop chasing and trying to change people, and you will be able to scope and find the ones who are right for you and aligned with what you need. Simple as that. Number 14. This might be a little controversial, but honestly, most situationships are just slow burn rejections. That's my opinion. Don't come for me. If it's been 4, 6, 7, 8 months and you still don't know what you are, and you're trying to figure out what you are, right? This is not for the person who's having a casual relationship. This is the person who's technically wants long-term committed relationships. If it's been that long and you don't know what you are, you do. You're not almost something at all. You're someone who's being kept around just in case. That's the hard truth. Don't kill the messenger. It is what it is. Number 15, being single is better than being in the wrong relationship, ladies. Yes, we have to go through some things in relationships, especially when you're young. We have to experience things. That's where the lessons come from, sure. But at some point, when you're in a really bad relationship for long, it will do more damage to you than you can imagine. Why are you adding more damage to yourself? Because when you have these damaging experiences, it's not like you get out of a relationship and then you're just fine. Once the relationship ends, you're taking that with you. I feel like a little chip, a little piece of your heart is taken every time someone hurts you or, you give yourself to someone. Like we as humans, we become a little bit more jaded. We go through things. Yeah, loneliness can be hard, but being trapped in something unfulfilling or draining is way worse. And if you want to have a full, beautiful life while waiting for someone who actually adds to it, you can do that. And it's going to be 20 times better than being with someone who makes you miserable, because there's nothing more sad than being in a relationship and feeling alone. And there's nothing more miserable than being with someone who doesn't even make you happy because your relationship feels like a job. So those are my lessons on relationships and dating. I have way more, but we only have less than 60 minutes for this episode, so we got to make it quick. All right, we are on number 16. So now we're getting into career and money. Okay, number 16 on career and money. Your job should support your life. It should not become your life. Now, I know work is important, okay? You guys, work is important. Unfortunately, we live in a society where you need to make money. So I get it, but it's not your entire identity. And a great job should give you the resources and freedom to live. And it should not drain you and put you in survival mode. If your job is draining you, it's killing you inside. If it's putting you in fight or flight every single day, you quickly need to reevaluate your life and put a strategy in place to get the hell out. And the reason I say that is because that will slowly kill you. When you do the math, and don't do the math because it's really scary to think of, but when you do the math and you're spending 8 hours a day, let's say, at work, that's 1/3 of your day. That's like 1/3 of your life is spent working for a company. And I'm talking to the people who have jobs, right? Like, of course, you could have passions that that are fulfilling to you, and that's great. But when you have a career at a company, you work for someone else, you're spending 1/3 of your life basically at a job. You don't want to be in a job that's putting you in survival mode because you are going to kill yourself slowly. So do you want to live long or do you want to be the best employee of the month? I don't know. Take care of yourselves is all I'm really trying to say. Number 17, rest is productive. Oh my God, how many times have I told myself that I was like, okay, if you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then you can rest. That's going to be your treat. No, it makes you resentful. You get tired and miserable and less creative when you burn out. Rest isn't a reward, it's actually a requirement for a sustainable life. It's part of what we need. So rest up. Number 18, ask for what you want in the office and at work. Ask for more money. Closed mouths don't get fed. Simple as that. You want to raise your rates? Raise your rates. You want to apply to the role? Apply to the role. Negotiate the offer? Try it. You'd be surprised at how often you get what you ask for, but you have to ask. And a lot of people don't even ask. So just do it. Don't have fear. Go for it. Do you know how many times I've just simply asked for something and I got it? Many, many times. What is the worst that could happen? No? Okay, cool. Thank you for the no. You move on. The world doesn't stop. Your life doesn't stop. Nothing changes. Closed mouths don't get fed. So if you want something, you need to go for it. 19. Not every hobby needs to be monetized. You're allowed to paint, dance, write, or create without turning it into a side hustle. Now, I know in this economy, unfortunately, all of our passions and hobbies are becoming side hustles because, like, we need to, but not everything has to be profitable to be valuable. And if something brings you joy, that is a hobby, and you're putting hours and hours into it, that's okay. It's your hobby and it's still just as valuable. Number 20 ties into everything that I just said, but burnout is actually not a badge of honor. You know what the biggest ick for me is? People who are proud of being busy. Being busy means that you have poor boundaries. Being busy means that you don't have a luxury of a work-life balance or the luxury of owning your time. Being busy is not a flex. It's just often a sign of poor boundaries. And so you need to learn to measure your life by joy and not productivity, because you're not a machine. When you die and you're in your grave and they ask you, what are you proud of? Or if you could look back, what are you proud of? You think anybody's going to be like, oh, I was so busy. My calendar was so full. No, no one gives a shit, and you won't either. So measure your life by joy, not by productivity. All right, that was 20. We have 10 more, and now we're getting into just like mindset and growth. So, 21. The idea of motivation is so fleeting. And if you can master the art of discipline, discipline is what is really going to carry you to become successful and is what's going to show up for you when your motivation disappears. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. When you learn to manage your discipline, I had to learn techniques on how to be a more disciplined person. And because I learned how to be a more disciplined person, when I was lacking the motivation, I just went and did the thing because of my discipline. And success is often about doing the thing even when you don't feel like it. So master your discipline early on. There are a ton of books out there that you can read on being a more disciplined person. When you are generally a more disciplined person, you are generally going to lean on that, and therefore your motivation isn't the only thing that you're relying on. So look into it. 22. This is a message for anyone listening, but you can do the hard thing, especially when you don't feel like it. You could still do the hard thing. I had an episode on this where I talked about growth living on the other side of cringe, but generally, growth lives on the other side of discomfort. And some of the most meaningful moments of your life will come from pushing yourself through fear or self doubt. You can do a lot. And it's very easy to be comfortable in doing all the easy things, the low hanging fruit. But no, you can do the hard things too if you really want to. So just trust yourself. Going into 23, self trust is a superpower. This is something that happens over time. It's like your body just trains yourself to be more trusting, but the ability to listen to yourself and back yourself up, back your decisions, and not need external validation is rare and it's life changing. Just try it every day with small things. If you think about how many things you ask someone for, whether it's your friend on asking them what you should wear, whether it's your parents' opinion on if you should or shouldn't do something, or whether it's your coworker's opinion, whatever it may be, try to ask people their opinion less and less to build your self-trust because you want to have your self-trust and you want to make sure it's really good. And that is your superpower. So exercise it, get better at it. 24. You can forgive someone and still never talk to them again. These two things don't have to be equal. Closure is important and closure doesn't require a reconnection. So forgiveness is really for you and not for them. So you're allowed to walk away without reopening the door. Simple. You want to cut someone off? Cut them off. You don't need to talk to them. It's your life. Don't waste your time. 25. You're allowed to reinvent yourself whenever the fuck you want, whatever age, whatever time, for any reason. You don't owe consistency to anybody. And so if you want to change yourself, you want to change your mind on something, your career, your aesthetic, you have free will. Be flexible, do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. All right, 26. Now, these are just like personal random ones, but girls, I'm snapping my fingers. People, everyone, listen to this. Okay, 26. A good skincare routine will save your life. Okay. My biggest fault was thinking that, okay, I'm not fair skinned. I'm darker skin tone. Who needs sunscreen? I can just tan and look golden. And like, why would I care? No, I suffered in so many sunspots, dark spots affected the texture of my skin. It changed my skin. A good skincare routine will save you more than anything. Your skin is with you forever, so take care of it. Nothing feels more luxurious than having glowing skin and the confidence that comes with the skin that you present, especially on your face. Um, Money can't put a price on that. Wash the makeup off, girls. I know you want to fall asleep with your makeup on. Cool. Wash it off. Have a little routine. There's so many people to help you right now. Just make sure you do that. All right, 27. Travel alone at least once. It will teach you who you are. I stand by this. People who travel alone built different. I did a whole episode on solo travel, so I won't say too much here. But one thing I will say is that there's something powerful about you navigating a new place and you learn your preferences, your resilience, and your ability to find joy in your own company. And there's nothing more satisfying and more boss than being able to enjoy your own companies. Travel alone. 28, we're getting to the end. Okay, don't wait for the special occasion, honestly. Do whatever the fuck you want. You want to wear the dress, wear it. Take the trip, take it. Want to light this candle, light it. You want to buy this thing, do it. You want to start this tomorrow, start it. Every day is a gift and celebrate life often and fully. And part of doing that is stop saving things for someday or one day or when and just do it because tomorrow is not promised. There's ways to have, guardrails and still do all the things that you want to do, but don't wait for these special occasions to do something. Just do it. Last but not least, you guys, number 30 of 30 things I learned by 30. I have to end with this one, but it's just a reminder. Getting older is a privilege and embrace it. That's it. Aging means you're still here on this earth, which is a blessing. It means lessons learned, growing, growth earned, memories made. Not everyone is still here today. And getting older just means that you're still stuck around. And so it comes with a lot of wisdom, and you just have to choose and wear it with pride and have a positive perspective on aging and getting older because it really is the best thing ever. So I hope I left you guys with some interesting thoughts on my 30 things I learned by 30. Let me know what you think. Share your comments and your thoughts on any of these, or if you have anything that you're learning through your 20s, maybe your 30s, 40s, share it. This is a safe space for everyone. Leave your comments. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you in next week's episode.